So what happens when your house is not working for you anymore? It's too big, it's got stairs, the yard is too big, but you're not ready to go into a senior living community. What do you do? How do you leverage your house at age 65, 70, 75? How do you leverage that asset and make sure that you still have funds available off of your fixed income? Well, the answer to that is reverse for purchase. And yes, that's a reverse mortgage. And before you come after me, I want you to listen to this program in this episode with my friend Alesia Dutton. Alesia was recruited into the reverse mortgage industry in 2013. She was hired to do reverse and reverse only. This position was unique because at that time, most lenders did regular mortgages and kind of did reverse mortgages on the side. Well, her company thought that lenders needed to be focused just on that baby boomer client. And to this day, Alesia is still hyper focused on this market. She has dedicated her career in educating bankers, loan officers, financial advisors, and realtors about this program. She prides herself on personally walking all homeowners through the process and getting to know them as individuals. Please welcome to the podcast my friend, Alesia Dutton. In today's world, older adults face major transitions like downsizing, relocating, or modifying their homes to age in place, all while embracing life after these changes. As a senior home advisor and seasoned realtor, Robin McCoy guides these decisions with care and thoughtful planning, helping create a vibrant future. Welcome to Relax, I Got This, Embracing Life After 60 with me, your host, Robin McCoy. Thank you so much for coming back to the show, Alesia. It's so good to see you.
Yes, I'm very excited to be working with you again as well.
Awesome. Well, you'll have to go back and hear her last episode, and we'll put a link to that somewhere else. But Alesia is the reverse mortgage
Lady.
diva.
Oh,
I like diva. So she is here today to dispel our rumors and the myths and misnomers about reverse mortgages, and in particular, the reverse for purchase.
yes, yes. In fact, the National Association of Realtors, I think it was last year or might have been 2022, said baby boomers were the majority of the people that were moving. Couldn't
Yes.
believe it. Could
Yeah.
not believe it.
Well, here's where we are. So, right now, the latest census numbers and all those statistics are saying that 10,000 people a day are turning 65.
Yep.
And by 2035, so 10 years from now, there will be more people over the age of 65 than under the age of 18
Wow. Wow. I
for the
hadn't heard
first
that.
time in recorded history,
Good old baby boomers.
right? Because we are living longer.
Yep.
And people are having fewer children or no children at all. And so with that, just the way that balance works out, it's kind of flipping. And so that creates some things for the baby boomers and the early Gen Xers, doesn't it?
A whole new paradigm of, they're not just sitting around rocking on the front porch, getting old. They're
Yeah.
healthy. My mom's 93. I still can't keep up with her. My goodness. I don't know what those drugs are they're giving you guys, but holy cow. Um,
But you want some of them.
I'm telling you. So
But
they're
yeah.
living longer and a lot healthier. So they're still going. And they're not going into senior living at the age of 60s, 70s, some maybe 80s. It's gotten very popular for seniors or baby boomers to be moving. And so many people don't know about the reverse for purchase program, which I want to call it, let's pretend that reverse mortgages don't exist, because so many people are scared of reverse mortgages.
Right. Right.
Instead, I'd like to call it, they've created this baby boomer product for people who are 62 or older that enables them to find or live in the retirement home of their dreams. So some people don't even think about it because they're like, well, that's not something I could possibly afford to
Yeah.
do or what have you. That changes that. And also for all those people that are moving, I talk to a lot of financial advisors because this program keeps more money in their pocket, which the whole concept of reverse mortgages was to make your money last longer.
Right. Right.
So
So let's back up just a little bit,
yeah,
because on that note, right, it's almost like because I like what you said, it's a product for the older set, right? That there's always these programs for first time home buyers and veterans, and there's this and there's that and all these things. So now there is a loan product that is for our 65 and older people.
62.
62, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. 62 years of age and older, there is a product for you to be able to do
Buy
what
a
you want to
home.
do, live where you want to live,
Yeah.
right? Because I think people they don't know about this. They don't understand. They have a house that's paid off. They've lived in it for 30 or 40 years. They raised their kids, but now it's just not it just doesn't fit them anymore,
It's either
right?
too big
Too
or it
big.
needs too much maintenance. I've got widows that call me and say, "Well, my husband used to take care of the house. It's
I'm
gonna
not
fall
doing
apart around
and
me."
and it's like, I don't want to do that
Right,
anymore. I don't
right.
want to mow the lawn. I don't want to paint it. I don't want to work, I don't. I just
Yeah.
don't.
Well, and
And
there's
so
the other.
now
Yeah.
now there's an opportunity that says, well, because I don't want house payments again because I finally
Mm,
got this sucker paid off
yes.
and I'm retired. I'm living on my savings. All my money is in this house that's now worth $400,000 to pick a number.
Yep.
So what can I do? How do I not have to sleep in my living room because all my bedrooms are upstairs and it hurts my
Right,
knees to go upstairs?
right.
What can I do? How do I get into a house that fits me?
There's that, and there's I need to move closer to my kids.
Mhm. That's a big
So
one too, right?
that's the big one. That's another big reason they want to move closer to their kids. Just to, I've had so many friends and family members that they want to move closer to the kids because it's a hassle. Like I go out to San Diego all the time to see my
Yeah.
mom. It's a plane ride, or it's a long drive. So okay, you got the house, 400,000, no mortgage. Where are you going to go?
I want to go to a one-story house here in the DFW area that is a single family house. I don't want a condo and I don't want a townhome. I'd like a small yard for my dog and I still want my independence.
And
And I want
how much does that cost?
I saw some for 300, new construction 300
Ooh,
to 350, perfect for me.
okay, so
How do I buy it?
you're going to sell your house. You're going to walk away with maybe $400,000, right?
Right.
After real estate
Let's
fees and all that.
let's
So
just call the round numbers.
right. So you're going to walk away with 400 and you get Robin to help you out. And Robin goes, okay, we're going to get you into this $300,000 house. You're like, I'm paying all cash. Boom. You buy it. You got $100,000 left in your pocket. That's the original way.
Right.
The reverse for purchase way is you only have to put 50 to 60% down. The older you are, the less you have to put down. Okay.
Okay.
So if you're 62, you're going to have to come up with 60% of that.
Okay.
So you're not going to have to put all 300,000 down.
Okay.
You only have to put 60% down. The reverse for purchase puts the remaining 40% down. But because it's a reverse mortgage, there's no mortgage payments. So you got into a $300,000 house for how much?
60% of that, however much
Yeah,
that is. I
exactly.
don't do
So
math.
yeah, let's make it 50 to make it easy. You're
Yeah.
getting in that house for $150,000, and your financial advisor is really happy because you just gave him $250,000
Yeah.
because you didn't spend that $400,000. Your money's lasting longer. You're in the right size home. You're by your kids. So if you're in, let's say you're 75, 80 years old, it's a 50-50. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So once again, leaving the $400,000 house, you found this beautiful $300,000 house. You only have to put down 150. You don't have a mortgage payment. You are still responsible for property taxes and homeowners insurance,
So
which
you're
you can do in that.
only the four things that we pay for in a house, the PITI, you're really only worrying about taxes and insurance, the last
Yes.
two.
Yes.
So how does that work then? So now, I mean, I get that, it's always those questions, right? Like, well, this is where they steal your house.
Right.
Or this
Thank
is
you.
where I'm getting, the kids are going to get stuck with this mortgage,
Yes.
or I want to leave my house to my kids, but then I've got this reverse mortgage and it'll be a nightmare later. So,
Two biggest misconceptions. Biggest
okay, here's
biggest
the misconceptions
misconception.
and myths. Hi, I'm Robin McCoy, a Texas realtor for over 15 years. As the adult child of a senior needing to make a living change, I know firsthand the stress that can be involved in guiding our seniors and their families through the challenging decisions surrounding senior living. From adapting your current home for aging in place to finding the right senior community, I provide comprehensive support tailored to your unique needs. By offering these specialized services, I aim to make the transition to senior living as smooth as possible, providing you and your family with peace of mind and confidence in every decision. For more information, go to robinmccoysenior.solutions.com and let me take some of the stress of senior moves away. Relax, I've got this. Here's
Biggest
the misconceptions
misconception.
and myths.
The biggest misconception, the number one, and I still hear it to this day, is the bank or government owns your home if you're in any sort of reverse mortgage. That has never
Never
been
been
true.
true.
Ever, never, ever. You're on title. So you buy the house, you're on title, it's your house. It's just this creative new program for people 62 and older. You don't have a mortgage payment. So it is that mortgage payment, you didn't pay for 40% of the house.
Right.
That is negatively amortizing. So it's getting every month you get a statement and it's showing you owe us more and more money. Yes, but you're not required to make a payment. You can if you want to. There's no prepayment penalty. You win the lottery, or the kids are like, we want you to move in with us. Let's just pay this off and be done with it, or what have you. But it's your house. You're on title.
So when you say it's reversed amateur, I can't say the word
Negative.
amateur,
Yeah.
negative amortization.
Yes.
So that means it's earning interest, right? The interest you
Yes.
would pay if you're on a regular mortgage, you pay your interest and interest rates fluctuate.
Right.
So on this product or this pathway, it's still accruing interest. You're just not having to pay it. It all gets paid off if and when you move or pass away, you leave the home. You leave when you
Yes.
leave the home.
Yes. So nothing is due. We always say the house will pay us back in the end. We don't get paid until the end, meaning when you decide to leave, to move in with your kids, to move to a nursing home, whatever it is, or once you pass away, or if there's two of you, once you both have passed away, nothing is due. So mom's the only one living in the house. She passes away. What's up with the kids? What happens then?
They can either
So
buy it or they can sell it,
yeah, it's like just
just
like
like any other house.
thank you. Thank you. So they have 90 days to refinance if they want to pay off the loan and keep the home, which 99% of the time they don't. They just want to sell it. They've got their own home, their own family house, whatever. They have up to a year to sell the home. We get paid back then. Any remaining monies go to the kids.
So let's just keep with our example of we bought a
Yes.
$300,000 house. We put $150,000 in it. So the loan was $150,000. Now the house has increased in value over the last 5 years. So now it's worth $350,000. So
Or
the
four.
loan is at $160,000. So now you're at 354. You get the difference.
Right. Exactly.
So it's not nobody's stealing, nobody's anything. I think you know what I think the thing that gets people is it's accruing interest and so you owe more than and since you're used to paying something down
Yes.
that it kind of messes with your mind
Yes.
on how that works.
I have a lady that calls me and she's like, but it's growing, it's growing, and it's growing. And I'm like, and the value of your home, is it growing? And she's like, well, yeah. I'm like, okay. And she doesn't even have kids.
Yeah.
She's just like, I just get this bill and I'm thinking I should pay it because that's what you do.
Well,
Right.
that's what we're conditioned to do. Somebody
Right.
sends me a bill
And
and
I'm
I
like,
pay it.
you don't have to. And I go, and that extra money that you've had, have you been able to remodel the bathroom like you always wanted to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. How is that? Oh, it's beautiful. It's like that extra money you had, you got to do the things you wanted with that property and that you're going to stay in the rest of your life. This is your home. So yeah, it's such a different concept. People can't wrap their heads around it, but really enjoy your home. Enjoy your
Enjoy
home,
your home.
and you have
Enjoy.
the extra money to do the other things you wanna do in life as
Well, and
well.
maybe it's like, even if it's just in a high yield savings account, so
Yeah,
that it is there and accessible to you, earning money, whether it's with your financial advisor or your bank. If
right.
you're earning 4.5, 5% on it
Yes, till you
versus
need it maybe, if
until
you
you
need
need
it.
it. So maybe you need to buy a new car, or maybe you have some medical issues that come up. Now you've got the funds, or you want to fly to San Diego to see your grandkids, or whatever any
Whatever.
of that looks like for you.
Yes, yes.
Now you've got that accessibility to the funds.
And you're in the right size or right place
Right.
home,
So you become
and yeah,
safe. You become safer too, right?
yeah.
Because as we age, fall risks increase and things like that.
Ooh,
And sometimes we just want a smaller place, something with
yes,
one story, with wider hallways. And, because these older
yes,
homes, narrow hallways, they've got these weird steps going into this room to that
yes,
room. They've got
yes.
all kinds of stuff.
So you
So,
have options.
yeah,
That
yeah,
people that don't think they have options.
they have a lot
And
of
and
options.
that could be they have a house that they maybe can't get that much for. So there's the other side of it. I can
Okay.
only get 200,000 for my house, maybe. It's an older
Okay.
home, whatever, or you're in a small town somewhere. That 200, if you're 80, you put in 2, we put in 2. You can't afford that house, or they could afford that $300,000 house in
Yeah.
Dallas. Even
Yeah.
though they only have $200,000, they only have to put 150 down.
Right. And
So
so they
it's
still
just
have the $50,000.
that too, but it opens up options for people
Yeah.
that say, "Where am I gonna go with $200,000?"
Well, there are yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because they think too, and this is what I know too, is they think, "Well, I'm gonna stay here as long as I can, and then I'll go into a senior living community of some sort, whether it's assisted living, independent living." And those are, I mean, you walk in the door and it's 5 grand.
they're expensive and they're full.
And they're full. Well,
They're
going
full.
back to those statistics, right? We
Yes.
are aging. We are turning 65, 10,000 people a year. Or more, or a day. Maybe it's a
Yes.
day. It's a day.
Yes.
So think
Yeah.
about that. And we're living longer and
Yep.
all this. So people think I got to stay here until I can't. Then I'll sell it for 400, and then that'll be at 5 grand a month. That'll last me this long. Is what they're
Exactly.
that's the
Exactly.
process, right?
Yeah.
And so tell me this. Let's back up. Ooh,
Okay.
let's back up. Who gets to do this? How do
Anybody
you
that's
qualify?
okay, gotta be both of you in Texas, both of you need to be 62 to qualify. In any other state, only one of you has to be 62 to
Us
qualify.
Texans, man, we
Yeah.
gotta do it. We
You
gotta
gotta
do it that way, don't we?
and
Swear.
you're both on title and you qualify, you have to have healthy credit. So, the FHA really has no tolerance for late mortgage payments, but most of these
Right.
people just own their house free and clear for a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah,
But
yeah,
they have, we as a reverse mortgage company, we really strive to try and help anybody and everybody, no matter what your situation. So we'll try. We'll do letters of explanation. Well, if you had a chapter 13, but it was so many years ago, we are going to try to work with you. You got medical debt. A lot of times with the right documentation, we can work with you. So we
yeah.
try everything to make it work if possible. So healthy credit is helpful. No lates on property taxes, homeowners insurance, mortgage. Those are the FHA is very particular about that.
So this is an FHA product.
It is FHA government insured.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. Um, yeah, so you said the older you get, the older you are, the less you have to bring, right?
Or the more you get approved for, so you bring in
Okay.
less. But
So,
yes.
because I did this one time, ran quick numbers, right? I'm 61 years old. So let's say at 62, I wanted to do this. We wanted to do a reverse on my house here in Texas. And at where it was valued, how old I am, what our mortgage, balance was, all that, I would have had to actually bring money,
Right, right,
just because of the way that those numbers came out.
right, right.
So it wouldn't be smart for me to do one right now, but maybe in 10 years, it starts to get smart.
But once again, this reverse, I don't want to confuse people with the reverse mortgage
Oh,
program.
you're right.
So if you focus
Yeah.
on reverse for purchase, so
Yeah.
moving, it is you're in your 60s, you're going to have to put down 60%. You're in 75, 80, you're going to only have to put down 50%. And then we
Okay.
we do the other half. And then if you're in your 90s, man, oh man, You put
We're
down 40, we put down 60. I mean, really, you
Yeah,
know?
and the truth and the reason behind this is you're probably not gonna live in that house very long,
Right.
right? I mean,
We offer more because it's gonna be a shorter time.
shorter time period, and we all
Yes.
know that. Now, we know we're living longer, but nobody lives forever, so let's we gotta be
Yeah,
we gotta be upfront
realistic.
and realistic about some
Yes.
of this,
I think
right?
we go up to 99. I mean, we
Oh
have
my
helped
gosh,
take
yeah.
people older than that, but, yeah, 99 is what the prediction goes up to.
Well, and I think this is what really helps when you've got again, somebody that is active, we're living longer, we're living healthier, and they want to just do something different because they're in
Yes,
this giant house by themselves. They're out there on an acre, they're a long way,
yes.
and I think sometimes our older folks, like they promise their spouse, I'll never sell this house. I will live here. I will live here forever.
Yeah,
And they truly mean it.
yeah,
And
but
then the
things
spouse
change.
dies, and now you're isolated. You're a long way from any, friends or family. And so you become very isolated, but then you feel so guilty,
Well, that's a
you
very good
know,
point. That's
you
a
know,
very good point.
and so it's important for people. I think it's important for people to understand that because we're moving mom or mom's moving closer in or closer to us or in a smaller house or something like that, she's not giving up on the dream that she and
Mm-mm.
dad had.
Right.
She's actually using what they built to
Yes.
continue to make her life better.
That's a very good point. That is very I have a lot of the kids saying, "We've got to get mom to move. She's just too far out
Yeah.
there," or, "She can't maintain the house." It's a hard one because a lot of times the parents don't wanna they've been
Yeah.
there forever. Try and pack that up.
Yeah. Well,
It's a lot of
no,
work.
I could tell you a story or two.
Yeah, me too, me too. But the beauty of the program is I've had people that they hear about these 55 plus, or they have friends that live in the 55 plus community where your landscape, that's all taken care of. They got workout classes, they got pool, they got golf, right? They're expensive. And I say, what if I told you you could afford to live there? And they're like, "Oh,
Nah.
now
And
they
you can.
can. They can.
And
And they
and well,
love
and I
it.
think that's the joy of it. I think it's again, this is why I do these shows, these podcasts with people like you in hopes that somebody it reaches one person that goes, "Oh
One,
my god, I can go do that."
live the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Live the dream. Live the
Yep.
life you want to live.
Yep.
Don't be don't feel out of guilt or obligation or fear
Or
or
finances.
or lack of knowledge. Just it's the
Yes.
lack of understanding
Yes.
that there are things out there, and
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with picking up a phone and calling somebody and just asking a question.
Be the leader you know you can be. Build your professional network and access education that takes you where you want to go. We are women of all ages and backgrounds. You deserve national recognition and opportunities to build relationships with people you want to work and grow with. Hit the ground running with the Charisma chapter of the American Business Women's Association. Meetings each month from 6 to 8:30 p.m. on the fourth Tuesday in Farmers Branch, Texas, and online. Come with us. Experience ABWA for yourself. Go to charisma.abwa.org to learn more.
There's nothing wrong with picking up a phone and calling somebody and just asking a question,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean, and while I love me some Tom Selleck,
He
you know,
brings me business. He
he
brings me
bring
business.
okay, I mean, but I love him, but I'm not sure that I should be buying reverse mortgages and Medicare
Online.
supplements online from
No.
the guy on TV.
No.
You want to reach out to somebody I know so many people, so many doing so many things that
Right.
I trust.
Yes. A lot
And
of
so many people that you trust
yes.
and you're an expert in your field. And I think that is you've been doing I can't remember how long since what
Almost
200
15 years.
almost
Almost 15 years, just reverse. I've never done any other program. Regular reverse mortgages and reverse for purchase because I just So many people are still not educated, and I've been
Yeah.
talking to people blue in the face about it, but I'll keep talking to them because
Keep talking, keep talking.
it really can be the perfect program for the right situation. It
Right. I mean,
every
it's not
situation's different.
just like everything else, not
Yes,
all shoes fit all people.
and
And
I'm
that
totally
is
okay
why
with that.
well, and right, because, I mean, it doesn't work for somebody, that's
Mm-mm.
okay.
No,
But we can
that's
do
right.
something else to help them. We can send them to somebody else that
Yes,
does have something that fits their needs better. And I
yes,
think that's what's important. And that's
right.
why you want somebody that's all they do.
That's all
They
I do.
do reverse for purchase. That's all she does. She does
Yep,
it every day,
yep.
all day. There are and I love all my lenders, so don't anybody come after me. I
Me
love
too.
all my lenders.
That's my
I love
referrals.
all of them.
Banks,
Yeah,
credit unions, lenders that don't do or have
that
never
don't
even
do
heard of
them or they
reverse
do them
purchase,
like
send them my way.
sometimes. They do
No.
them sometimes, so maybe that's just not that'd be like
Mm-mm.
me sometimes, like, "Robin, do you do commercial property?" "No. No, I never learned how to sell a big giant building. I
Right,
do residential real estate really, really well.
right.
I know people that do commercial really
Yeah,
well, so I can refer them to that." So you wanna find your expert.
absolutely. I agree.
Tell me your most, like, joyful story
Well,
about this.
that's easy actually.
Okay.
I'm sitting down at a table with a couple. We're looking out the back window. It's Texas, green grass, cows, beautiful house. And I was meeting with them to do a reverse mortgage. They wanted to just get their mortgage paid off, get a little extra cash. And so as we were sitting there talking, I was getting to know them, and we had talked about the program. I told them the numbers and all that. And then they started talking about, well, we had this dream of moving to California to be close to our kids. We looked into it. It is so expensive out there. Okay. My sister happens to live in the area that they were talking about in California. And I'm
Okay.
like, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous up there. So we were talking about Placerville and all the different things to do. And I said, well, so you would move? And they're like, yeah, but it's too expensive there. We've already looked into it. Let me tell you about the reverse for purchase program. I told them about it. They turned to each other, looked at each other, looked at me and said, "Ye," and they were like, "We could." They looked at each other and they're like, "We could do it," because we started talking about the numbers
Yeah,
of what. And so they ended up doing the reverse for mortgage. So they stayed in Texas a little bit longer. But then I got this call and they said, "We're ready. We're ready to move out to California. We're going to go start looking. Does your sister have any realtors she knows? Whatever." And so got to see them through the whole process of they
that's
closed
awesome.
out their current reverse mortgage, had the money left over, had found a place smaller and affordable in that area of town, and they moved. And they're just like, we can't believe it. We just can't believe it. We did it. That's my favorite story.
You know what? And that almost covers all the things, right? It
Yes,
covers all
yes.
the points that we're talking about. It says, one, that you can have a reverse mortgage and you can then use a reverse for purchase
After
and pay off. It's the same thing like any other, right? You sell the house, you pay off the reverse
the
mortgage that
mortgage.
you have on this, and it's just the mortgage.
Yep.
Pay off that. Then you take all of that money and you go buy the house next to the kids in California.
Smaller. Yeah. Yeah.
And you've what I like about it is the house is really paying for the house
Yes.
because that's why we have a house. The equity and the value in our house allows us the freedom to do a lot of things that maybe
Yes.
we couldn't do otherwise.
Right.
And knowing that, all right, we could sell this house, but there's no way I can afford a mortgage payment on a house in
Where
California. I
where
just
I want to
can't.
be. Right. Right.
I can. I know the costs and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sadly we're not going to be able to do that. Well, now all of a sudden, what a great thing. I can just picture, these people going, "Wait.
Yeah, they looked at each other going, "No, we gave up on that." Like, "No."
Yeah, we'd already set that. No, that was
That's why we're
already
talking to you about a
don't
reverse
bring
mortgage.
don't bring this up now."
Oh, it was just so wonderful because I'm not licensed in California, so I connected them with one of my coworkers, and she's like, "They are just the best couple." I mean, they had a wonderful experience there, and I loved it, that it all worked
Yeah,
out, and it living the dream. You know what I mean?
living the
Literally
dream.
living the dream. So,
Well, and truly, the cost of aging in this United States
oof,
is tough.
yeah.
And like you said, many of the I mean, in the Dallas area, you can't go 3 blocks without finding some sort of senior living community
Oh
of
yeah.
one level or another. I mean,
Yes.
they can't build them fast enough, and
No,
they
they can't,
fill them up.
and
And
they're
so
expensive.
and they're well, in supply and demand, right? I mean,
Right.
if you can charge more, I mean, that's capitalism, right?
Right.
You charge
Right. Right.
more
Right.
and you get more, you have more. So there it is.
Once again, they don't have to put all the money down. Okay, so the
Right.
$400,000 house she's selling, she only has to put 150 down. That money that she's been able to give back to the financial advisor to sock away, it's sitting there and growing so that when and if
Yeah.
the time comes to go into assisted living, it's not like, okay, I can afford to live there for 6 months.
Right, right, and then
You
I'm looking
know?
at Medicaid, and that's a
Yes.
whole other
No, you don't
ballgame.
want to go
So,
there.
no, you don't wanna go there. But,
If
oh,
you
I
have to
that
go there, yes, but
yeah, we do what we have to do, but
yeah,
it's just good to know that there are options for some
options.
of us,
Yes.
and the deal is we wanna ask the question,
Yes.
"Is this available to me?"
Yes.
And if
62.
it's
That's the key.
62.
62.
So and in Texas, you both gotta be
Yeah,
62.
Bo.
Everywhere else, you
Please.
don't.
62.
62,
62.
both of you in Texas.
Both of
So,
you, 62.
that's right. So, all right, what did we miss? What did we miss? We just kind of jumped in this and just I think
Okay, okay, I'm gonna bring it up. What's
okay.
the negative about reverse mortgages? Okay?
What's okay, what is the negative about reverse mortgages?
They are not cheap. I'm not gonna
Okay.
hide it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna hide
Oh,
it.
so
They're
the house
expensive.
so you've got a high interest rate, is that what you mean or what does that
No,
mean?
no, interest rates are about the same as a rate, maybe a little bit higher. But when people say, "What's the negative?" Okay, this is too good to be true. There's got to be a negative. They're expensive, and it's
Okay.
true because you've got your normal purchase costs, or you
Right.
have your normal refinance costs in the normal reverse mortgage. You're staying in the home. You've got your normal refi costs if you want to get
Sure.
some money out, right? So it's expensive. The reason it's so expensive is not only do you have those normal couple $1,000 closing fees and all that, all reverse mortgages have a mortgage insurance premium,
Oh,
MIP, not PMI, MIP. And that cost is 2% of the value of the home up front. So that adds
okay.
thousands to the already thousands of dollars. Fortunately, because it was designed for people that were retired, 62 or
Right.
older, we finance all fees but two.
Okay.
A FHA counseling fee, it's required in 2013, the program got fully regulated. There's the old reverse mortgage, there's the new in general. The reverse for purchase, I think, came out in 2009 or 2011, something like that. But
Okay.
it's part of it is they require FHA counseling. So you call on the phone to a counselor, you have a 30-minute counseling session, you pay them $150.
Okay.
The only other fee is a $300 appraisal deposit.
Okay.
Everything else is financed. So when I say you're
Okay.
going to put down 50%, that includes all those fees.
Oh, it does. Okay, that was
Yes.
gonna be my question.
The
So that
fifty
it's
fifty.
it's not your 50% plus
Right.
$4,000 or
No,
$6,000,
or $20,000. Yeah,
$20,000 or
no, they're
yeah,
expensive, and people see we have to show you the breakdown, the good faith
sure.
estimate, and people go, "What the heck is this $8,000?" I'm like, "That is the mortgage insurance premium, which makes it a loan that does not require payments. Gotta
Well,
have it."
and let's just caveat some of that. So FHA, this is an FHA product. If
Yep,
you have an FHA loan, a straight up FHA loan on a house, there is PMI on that for the life of that loan. So this
right.
is the same thing but different because it's a different type of
The
product,
reverse version.
but this is what FHA is going to do. It is a government program. Most FHA loans, you have to do a counseling. They just want to make sure that you understand
And your
what you're
obligations.
doing because, again, it's a government program,
Yeah.
government insured. So
Yeah.
that's why all those things are there.
Yeah. So yes, they're expensive. They, could be a $25,000 loan. Just yikes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the whole concept is thinking about what it's going to do for you.
Well, because what is that house going to be worth when it comes such time that you leave the residence for whatever reason?
Or,
So the value
or,
of that house.
or what it could do for you is you're going to get in a house for half the price.
Right.
That's what, is
Right.
that worth
Yeah.
it to
Look at
you?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean
And
by
when you
that.
sell that house, it's going to be able to pay that off
Absolutely.
because it's going to,
It's going
I
to
mean, I don't,
appreciate.
it's going to appreciate God willing, and the creek don't
Yeah.
rise, as my mama used to say.
But you're in
So,
Texas. It's going to appreciate.
all these people keep moving here.
Oh my goodness. Yes. It's growing so fast.
Yeah, so many people, so many people. So anyway, it is what it
Yes.
is, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, my friend Alecia, how can people call you, get in touch with you? What should they do if they have questions?
Reversemortgageladies.com is mine and my business partner's website. She's been doing this 20 years. I've been doing it 15. So, and that's all we do. So we are the experts. I can be reached. My phone number, 972-922-2699, or email Dutton, like A for Alecia and Dutton like in Yellowstone, Dutton at mutualmortgage.com. I work for Mutual of Omaha, Reverse Mortgage, a very trusted name. People love Mutual of Omaha, and that's who I work for.
Well, thank you so much for coming back and talking about this reverse for purchase. I've known Alecia for a number of years when she lived here in Dallas before
Yes.
she took off and left us all. But she still comes once in a while, and I was fortunate enough to be able to have breakfast with her and her husband just a few
Yes.
weeks ago. So
That
that
was
was nice.
wonderful.
So reverse for purchase. Alicia's your gal. She is the reverse mortgage lady, and she is one of the best in the business. So
Thank you very,
please
very much.
don't hesitate.
Appreciate it.
All
Thank
right, my friend.
you.
We will see you again real soon. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Relax, I Got This, Embracing Life After 60. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for Relax I Got This with Texas Realtor Robin McCoy. Check out all the show notes for contact information on Robin and her guests and to access your free buyer and seller guides. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a conversation. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Relax I Got This with Robin McCoy.